Now, Behind the Law with Justin Clark and Allie Mack on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Yep, and welcome to the program. Another edition of Behind the Law for a weekend. Hope your week was fantastic. My name is Justin Clark. 321-282-1055. It is Behind the Law right here, ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your evenings here with us on our favorite sports radio station. By all means, if you want to watch the show, go to @Behind the Law Radio. You can watch us right there also. Watch the TV show Sunday mornings. It's Behind the Law on TV every single Sunday, 10 a.m. on TV 27. Allie Mack is here. Hello, Allie Mack. How are you?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So, pretty good time last night, or what? We were at the 7th annual Walk in Her Shoes event in downtown Orlando. It was fun. I did a little walking in heels.
Well, sorta, right?
I didn't walk as much as I thought I would. It was one of those deals where I was waiting on you guys to make me do it, and no one, forced me. So I walked around a little bit in high heels.
Which I did take some pictures and videos just to prove that you did, but you didn't roll up your pant legs like I was asking you because you were wearing some pretty cool socks.
I didn't want anyone to get too attracted to my calf muscles. You understand.
But there were some really, really cool shoes.
Yeah,
Fierce.
it was great.
They were pretty cool.
Directly to my right, producing the show, answering your complaint calls, it's the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
Hello, Justin.
Hopefully we don't get too many of those.
You never know with this show. You never know with this audience. They don't mind to call in and complain. Well, whatever. Today on the program, we're going to talk to you. We're going to do Allie Mack's news. We'll also talk about median household income in Florida and why we just simply can't survive on this median income and debt. There's just not enough money to go around once you pay taxes and things like that. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie in the third segment. We look forward to spending the whole weekend here with you. Thanks for joining us, as always. And now, I know you've been waiting for it. It's time to figure out what's going on with Allie Mack.
If it's on the internet, she's talking about it. It's What's Going On with Allie Mack.
What's going on? What's going on?
Did I tell you I love my intro, by the way?
You did every single
love it.
Program, 5 times a week.
It's like
Six
the
times
first.
a week.
Every time I hear it, it's like the first time.
It was good to see your husband last night.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
He
he
was
was
a nice
also.
guy. I like him.
He's like, hey, is Justin always quiet like this? I go, sorta, because you are.
Right.
He goes, oh, well, maybe it was because his daughter was there. He didn't want to say too much. I was like,
Right.
I was like, maybe you guys should go out and hang out.
So my
sometime."
daughter did go with me. We walked down to Crest and had dinner afterwards, and we couldn't hardly get in because Hamilton is downtown. Everyone's going to this Hamilton. All I hear about is Hamilton and the Magic were playing. So I walk in. I'm like, look, I'm with the 6-year-old guys. Let me in. Get me a table. They couldn't do it. So we sat outside. There's only 2 tables outside there. And my daughter's 6. She had to go to the bathroom. So I have to go with her. I can't just say go. We're in the middle of dinner. Take her to the restroom. Come back. They've totally cleared our table. There's nothing there. Literally cleaned off. Wiped down and everything.
You
I was
didn't leave a note saying we'll be right back?
No, typically when you're at dinner, you don't leave a note when you go to the restroom saying we're actually coming back to finish the food that's on the table.
Apparently at Crest you do.
Yeah, anyway, it was fine. The food was
Sorry
good.
to hear that.
All
But it
right,
was
what's
nice
good?
to see Sophia.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
She
really
actually
nice.
said, Daddy, Allie Mack's pretty nice.
Oh, really?
I swear she said
goodness,
it. I know.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to Sophia. You go, girl.
She said, do you know she has a tattoo?
No,
Yep.
really?
I didn't notice. I didn't never realize you had a tattoo.
Oh my god.
What is it, on your arm?
Yeah, it's on my wrist.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I never
the day
really
I was
noticed that.
married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which time?
What? Excuse me? Moving on.
Shots fired.
So let's talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. So are you looking to get yourself something for Valentine's?
When is this Valentine's Day
The
now?
14th.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is every single year.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, exactly.
I forgot.
So if you're looking to get yourself something for Valentine's Day, the zoo over in El Paso will name a cockroach after your ex, and then they get to feed it to a meerkat on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
I'm just wondering if I would have how many cockroaches would be named after me.
And I'm wondering if
I'm
you
never
can,
going to that zoo.
Can you do your husband's ex? I'm wondering if I can do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I don't see anything wrong with that.
So apparently also the Bronx Zoo is also doing this where you can name a cockroach, but they're not going to be feeding it to anybody. So, and they're asking for, in exchange for naming a cockroach, just for a donation to the zoo. So I thought that was it was pretty cool, but at the same time, a cockroach.
Did it say how much donation? Or I don't think you can really say. You know, you
Yeah,
go to
it
these
didn't.
events, they're like, we do a recommended donation of $100. Like, why don't you just say it's $100? You know?
I don't think they have a specific, but I mean, you're donating to the zoo, so you wanna. It's a good cause. It's a zoo. They take, I don't know. And plus,
Okay.
you get to name a cockroach after your ex.
That's
Are you
pretty
kidding
fantastic.
me?
Terrific.
I spent a whole $10.
Yeah. It's weird though, because when they go and corral the cockroaches for dinner at night, they're like Justin, 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 and all the cockroaches.
And they're the
don't
big
know.
ones too.
They're
like
all
the
named
big
Justin.
Ones.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, Arizona, their news made from Arizona border town demands the federal government to remove a razor wire from the border wall.
Why?
Why? Because it looks like, I don't know if you saw the pictures that I posted, but it looks like a prison. Like a
themselves
prison.
getting across.
So
What was
yeah,
that,
so
Brianna?
it
Go
just,
ahead.
People keep cutting themselves getting across. Take that junk down.
yeah, it's not appealing like, to the neighborhoods and all that, because you imagine all this wire like where you live. You walk outside, you drive outside your complex and there's a bunch of wires. Just razor. So the city council passed a resolution condemning the wall, saying it looks like a prison, or it should be in a battle ground. So there's no place for that in the city. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. And I know that the wall is being thrown in the news a lot. So they have the wall. They just don't like all this wire that's attached to it. So I agree with them. It looks hideous. It looks like a prison's all around. So, we'll follow that story as well. MegaCon. Who's into MegaCon here?
Absolutely not.
No?
Oh, absolutely not. Not only no. Heck no.
You don't like superheroes?
No. I don't watch any superhero movies, nothing like that. I'm a weird dude, I guess, huh?
But Pilar and Sophia do.
No, they don't
What do
either.
you mean?
No, they follow my lead.
No, they don't.
Who's the man of the house? Come on. Do you
You
like
are.
superhero
You are.
movies? I'm just not into
I love superhero
Really?
movies. I love it.
I don't like fantasy like that. It's just not
No?
my thing. No.
Oh, I love sci-fi like that.
I love documentaries.
So they're going to be, MegaCon is coming to Orlando May 16th through the 19th in the Orange County Convention Center.
You won't really go to that, will you?
What?
You will go or no? I'd be honest right now as we sit here today.
I've been wanting to go. Now, Back to the Future, the people that were in Back to the Future,
I like that
Stranger
one.
Things.
I like Back to the
Hello, and the guy from Aquaman, Jason Momoa.
I
is
have
gonna-
no idea.
Momoa.
Say it right.
See, I don't even know what Aquaman is. That's pretty new, right?
He's sexy.
Okay. Whatever.
I'll take Pilar.
No, that's fine with me. That's fine.
I think she likes Adam. She's gonna love
Oh,
Jason.
Adam Levine.
Yeah, that's her guy.
Levine is nothing on Momoa.
Momoa. That's a name. Ali Momoa. I like it. I'm just kidding. Happily married.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ali
So let's talk about Florida teacher salaries, because I know that
Okay.
we're going to speak about the income in Florida. Now, the national average was around, they did a poll, national average was around 58,000 to 59,000. Florida fell very short of that. The national average for Florida, the Florida average is $46,000 to $49,000. Isn't that sad?
It is. I mean,
Our educators.
Yeah, I mean, these guys and gals are entrusted with our most precious asset, which is our children.
Yeah.
I represent a lot of former teachers from New York or New Jersey, whatever, and they're shocked when they get down here at how low the salaries really are for our teachers. And it's hard to live off of that too. I mean, unless you're married and your husband or your wife is also working, it's hard to live on that salary.
Yeah,
it just
definitely. Nowadays, you do need two incomes to manage a household and have even a decent,
No doubt about it.
life. So, that's in the news today. and I
Anything
know
else
we're
going on?
to,
Good job, Allie Mac. So, yeah, I think that was a good segue for us as well, because we're going to talk about salaries and how I get so frustrated when people talk badly about us for filing bankruptcy. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? That's your debt. Your client should pay that debt. Well, I'm going to talk to you on the other side of this break about, how does that $50,000 really break down when you look at it? I'm going to actually pull a real pay stub from 2 weeks ago out, and let's really go through what $65,000 a year will get you. And we'll do that right on the other side of this break. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark, Allie Mack, the beautiful Brianna, all with you on a special weekend edition. 321-282-1055. You can call us right here in the studio with any questions. Also, follow at Behind the Law Radio. You can watch the show right there. You can also play along here in the next half hour during our trivia game, Stump the Clarkie. So we talked earlier, Allie Mack, about salaries for Central Florida. This is all of Central Florida. What would you guess that the median household income would be?
50s? In the 50s?
Right, yeah, I mean, you're right on the number there. It's $55,000 is the median household income. This is not one spouse or whatever. This is the
household.
This is the average household income. So, okay,
That's
fine.
tough.
You can probably, if you divide that by 12, you can probably live off of it. But we're not dividing that by 12 because we have to take the taxes and other things out of that money as well. So I took the liberty of actually printing off a real pay stub here. Okay. I'm not going to say whose pay stub it is, of course, but I went over median on this one. I went to someone making a salary of $65,000 a year, and this is so recent. I mean, this is like 2 weeks ago. So this is the current tax rates and everything. So if you're making $65,000 a year on regular W-2 income, meaning you're an employee, you're not self-employed essentially, the average federal withholding would be about the paycheck is $2,500 every 2 weeks. So, times 26 paychecks is what you're going to get. So the gross amount is $2,500 every 2 weeks. But that's not what you're bringing home, right? So the average federal withholding on that's going to be about $323. So take that right out of it. Take it right out of the $2,500. Then you've got the Social Security for the employee, $155,000 or $155. Medicare for the employee, $36. So right out of the gate, we're down to about $2,000, right? But now, Allie Mack, what about health insurance?
Yep.
I mean, we have health insurance. If you have a family, the monthly premium for health insurance is going to be about $1,200. I mean, on a good day. This person's health insurance is actually even a little bit more than that. The $619 came out of this paycheck for health insurance. And then there's also dental insurance of $46 a month.
Wow.
So right out of the gate, to me, the two biggest problems that we have financially right now as a country are health insurance and student loans. These are the two biggest issues that we have. There's just no doubt about it. Families cannot afford health insurance. It's a racket. It is. It's just a racket. And then the doctor, for crying out loud, and you get there, they're like, oh, your copay's $75. Well, what would it cost me to just pay for the damn visit? $100. Well, why am I paying $1,200 a month for this stupid health insurance?
Yeah.
It is an absolute racket and a huge problem in this country. I'm not sitting there saying we need to go to the Canada healthcare system. Don't take this as a political conversation. Take this as I'm the one down in the trenches helping people file bankruptcy and helping people with their financial problems. And I can tell you that health insurance and health care is a major problem for the people making the median household income in this country.
And a lot of people do without health care as well, and then they rack up bills irregardless.
And then they get mistreated when they go to the doctor half the time, too. Or, you get a little flu and you got to go to the emergency room and wait for 3 hours and get treated poorly because you don't have that health insurance card.
Exactly.
Mark my words, health insurance, one of the biggest problems in this country. But now let's go back to this pay stub. This person's making $65,000 a year. Once you take their taxes out, once you take the health insurance out, it leaves them gross for the 2 weeks, not net, I should say, for the 2 weeks of $1,319. So let's just multiply that by 2. Wow. All right, so let's round it off to at $65,000 a year. Once you pay your taxes and insurance, it's about $2,600 a month net. Essentially half. Well, I mean, once you pay taxes and insurance, essentially you're left over with half. Well, I took the liberty, guys, of looking for the average rental rate in Central Florida as well. Do you want to take a guess? Brianna, what do you think the average rental rate is in Central Florida?
In Central Florida, average $1,300.
I told you before the show.
Why you asking then?
Right?
Oh, you did?
Oh, okay. You're right on the money.
Oh, I
the
wasn't
average
you.
rental rate is $13.20, and this is for an apartment.
Yeah.
The average rental rate in Central Florida, $13.20, and this is for an average of 900 square feet. So this isn't a mansion, all right? So now, right out of there, so out of our net income for the month, we have to take, our net income for the month is $2,600. Let's take $1,300 out of there right out of the gate, right? That's for our shelter that we have to pay. What about car? I mean, most people have some kind of car payment, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think on the low end, $300 for a car payment.
And
I mean,
that's on the low end,
right?
Yeah.
So let's just
So
take
minus
$300 out of that. So take $300. What about utilities? Let's just include cell phone, cable, Wi-Fi, everything in utilities of $300.
That's being conservative.
I know. I'm trying
Very
to. I'm trying to be
It's
very
more like
conservative.
400.
But let's go with 300 here, okay? Food for your family, 500.
A month?
I mean, it's more.
Yeah.
It's
Then
probably.
let's just go for this analysis. Let's go with 500 because, quite frankly, that's what I've written on my paper.
All right.
And then gas insurance for your car. I mean, 200. That's low, right?
That is low.
So let's do a favor, ladies and gentlemen. This is making $65,000 a year. $65,000 on a W-2. You want to add that up? Because I can tell you what that adds up to. $1,300 for rent, $300 for car, $300 for utilities, $500 for food, $200 for gas and insurance, $2,600 a month. This is with nothing left over. Mm-hmm. This is with not going to Target, to buy a gift for your kids or whatever. It is gone right out of the gate just on essentials. So,
Wow.
let's say that you've racked up some credit card bills over the years, okay? Here's a good analysis for you. For every 10,000, and you're listening to Behind the Law, by the way, Justin Clark here with you. We're talking about how it's impossible to live based on the income that we have coming in. And not impossible, but it's hard. It's damn hard.
Very difficult.
If you make $65,000 a year, I mean, it seems like a good, very solid income. But by the time you pay your rent and some car and some groceries, it's gone.
And that's not accounting daycare either.
This is no daycare. This is nothing. Absolutely. So when you start to really think about credit card debt as well, when you start to add the credit card debt, and there's just no money here to pay it. For every $10,000 in credit card debt, you need to assume just to pay your minimum credit cards of $200 a month for every $10,000. Mm-hmm. Let's say you have $50,000. If you have $50,000, that's what? That's $1,000, an extra $1,000 a month right there. Wow. Just to pay the minimum on these credit cards. Another thing, if you want to go buy a new house, you're like, well, you know what? I don't want to file bankruptcy because I want to go buy a new house. Nobody's going to lend money to you when your debt to income ratio is so far out of whack because you have these credit card debts. They're going to look at this. They're going to go through this analysis that I'm going through right now. They're like, well, you can't afford a bigger house. Yet, when you wipe out this credit card debt, and let me tell you something. I don't care what Bank of America thinks of you or Chase. Who cares? They already made enough money off of you. Do I really care that we're not paying them back? They're not even going to be Chase in a couple years from now. Just ask SunTrust. SunTrust is about to be BB&T. We're not in the day and age where you go in and, Johnny was the banker for my daddy, but now he's the banker for me, and I'm going to go handshake with him, and he's going to give me a loan. Those days are long, long gone. So don't give me I don't want to file bankruptcy because I don't want to ruin my relationship with Bank of America. Ruin your relationship? Your relationship with Bank of America is the 1-800 number, and you can call and ask questions to whoever answers the phone.
Exactly.
That's your relationship with them. There's no relationship, right? No. If you have $60 billion and you want to buy them, then maybe you can talk. Maybe you had a real conversation with someone up the ladder.
Yeah.
But if not, call the 1-800 number because that is your relationship with the bank. So, do I care if we wipe out that debt? No. Do I care if you continue being miserable and by February 27th of this month and every month at the end we have no money left because we're trying to pay back Bank of America and Chase and Citi? That's what I care about. Why do you want to live like that? Mm-hmm. Why? Because we don't want to we feel bad about it? Look, God is not going to get mad at us for filing bankruptcy. He's just not. God would want you to. God wants you to be happy. I don't mean to bring God into it, but I've heard that before.
Well, a lot of people don't know that this option exists either.
Bankruptcy is the best thing that has happened to about 3 to 4 people a day that I see. Mm-hmm. They come in and like, look, I got all this debt, but I don't want to talk about bankruptcy. By the time they leave, I'm like, look, man, you're going to come back here in 3 months and you want to hug me so tightly because your life is changed for the better. Mm-hmm. It really, really will change for the better because do you understand the stress factor when you're raising a family? I have 2 little kids. You know, I worry about money and being able to provide for them all the time. And when you go through this cycle every month where you're making good money, but at the end of the month, there's just nothing there. There's nothing left. Do you understand how stressful that is for families?
I do.
And it is an absolutely terrible, terrible thing. And then to hear someone say that they don't want to get rid of the debt because I want to keep my credit card, right? I want to make sure I keep it's maxed out. What do you mean keep it? There's no room there.
For what? What are you going to keep it for?
And so there's no room there. And here's the beautiful part as well about bankruptcy. When you file bankruptcy, your credit gets better really quickly. It's honestly sometimes the best thing you can ever do for your credit because, again, the debt-to-income ratio is going to be better, and most of the time your credit's bad anyway because of the debt-to-income ratio or because you've already missed payments on something. I pull a full credit report, and it's going to show me what your credit score is today. And then it's going to show me what your credit score is going to be in 12 months. Mm-hmm. And it's going to go up by it'll be up 680 within 12 months, almost for sure. I mean, there's almost no doubt about it. So look, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, month to month, and at the end of the month we have no money, I want you to think about how we can improve your life. And if you have questions about it, 321-282-1055. Plenty more just ahead. We're going to play Stump the Clarkie. We'll talk more about how we can survive in this crazy, crazy world when, we're spending all of our money on taxes and health insurance, it seems. How can we really survive? All of that just ahead. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. I don't know what happened.
It was vibrating to let you know that it's...
Oh, really?
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the program Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, and a weekend edition. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Justin Clark here with you as we are every single weeknight and Sunday mornings as well. Don't forget, look, watch the TV show this Sunday. And every Sunday, it's Behind the Law on television, TV 27, 10 a.m. Also, follow at Behind the Law Radio. You can play along with Stump the Clarkie, try to win my money right there. Also, just watch the show. You probably want to check out these two, by the way. I know you don't want to see me, my fat, chubby cheeks on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, at Behind the Law.
Wearing
but these
heels.
these two, you definitely want to check out. So go to at Behind the Law Radio. You can watch the show right there as well. Might be a little bit of a short break. I guess I went a little long last time. Sorry to the production team at ESPN. But sometimes when I get passionate about these things, man, I can't shut up. So I apologize.
I love that. Don't apologize.
And
It's good.
We'll talk more about how to get by in this economy when even if you're making good money, we're really coming home with half of it after we pay health insurance and taxes. We'll talk more about that here in a few minutes as well. But first, it's time to win my money in Stump the Clarky.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarky. Come on, Clarky. We need you to get over here. We got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarky.
Thank
Get
you.
over here.
Thank you, Fulton Alum. Brianna, what is the category today?
Well, we're going to talk about the cost of living.
Hey!
Shocker.
I know. Huge shock here. So we are going to ask 4 questions. Our lovely co-hosts are going to write them down on their boards. Feel free, if you are watching online, to go ahead and just type that in and follow along with the game.
All right, let's do it. What's question number 1?
Question number 1. Which country has the lowest minimum wage?
There's a lot of countries out there. I
There's
would think
quite
there's
a
some
few.
that don't even have minimum wage, but I'm gonna think about no, I'm not gonna think out loud here. Hold on, Allie Mac, look.
Allie's like, no, finish
even
that
see
thought.
her.
Finish that thought. I want to know what you think. That's funny.
All right.
You guys want a hint?
No.
Because there are quite a few countries.
No,
Yeah,
no.
give me
Let's
a-
just.
He doesn't want the hint. Can you just give me a hint?
It's not in Africa.
Wow, thanks for the hint.
She was like, okay, so Ghana is out. Well,
That's in Africa. Okay. Question number 2, Brianna, today on a weekend edition of Stump the Clarky. Go ahead.
where is the highest minimum wage in the U.S.?
A state? No, right. No.
Not like an actual city, but like the whole, yeah.
See, I don't like questions like this because we could both lose. It's got to be like a closest to thing. It's food for thought. Food for thought.
You don't like
next week.
losing, do you?
He doesn't like
What
having
happened
to write down
yesterday?
things that
like
aren't numbers.
What happened yesterday? You
Yeah.
couldn't give me that point, and yes, I'm salty
It was a
about
tie.
it.
It was a tie.
Here it is.
All day. All right, question
it
number
wasn't.
3 today. Stump the Clarky. Brianna, go ahead.
Question number 3. According to the National Coalition for the Homeless, name 2 of the top 4 causes of homelessness in America.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. Name 2 of the top 4 causes of homelessness in America. They're also on a delay, so it might be the last question we're asking.
All right, to a 4. And question number 4, the final question today on Stump the Clarky, the beautiful Brianna.
As of December 2017, how many people are living in poverty in America?
I meant that.
Me too.
Aww.
Wait, in poverty or homeless? I'm sorry.
In poverty.
In poverty.
That would be in
Okay.
poverty, yes.
All right, you got your answers written down, Allie Mac? Let's score this game. It's Stump the Clarky, Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Question number 1, Brianna, what did you have?
Which country has the lowest minimum wage?
I'll go first here. I said Taiwan.
Taiwan? Okay.
All right, Allie Mac, what
I
did you
said
have?
South America.
South, the whole continent?
Look, it's okay. All right, what is the answer?
All of that.
What is the answer?
It's actually Russia.
Russia. Okay.
Yeah, Russia.
Okay. I guess
South
neither
I
of us-
couldn't pick one because
Not-
I don't even think they
No.
have that.
Neither of us get a point, but certainly if we were giving points for effort there, it would be for me. Anyway, we'll say 0-0.
To the one that actually named the country.
All right. Question number 2, Brianna.
Where is the highest minimum wage in the U.S.?
All right, let's go with you first,
I
Allie
said
Mac.
California.
And I think that's good, and I was
That is a
thinking
good
that as well. I went with Massachusetts.
Okay.
What is the answer?
So it's actually in D.C. at $13.25.
Oh, wow.
Is the highest minimum wage.
But D.C. is not a state.
I didn't say it was a state. I
What
said
did
the
you say?
U.S. I know.
Okay, do you have
and
what
I
the...
said,
but
is it a
that's just like
state?
a...
Now the thing is, if you do highest by location, it's actually the airport workers. There are 3 airports in New York and New Jersey. They make $19 an hour, but it's
Yeah.
not the whole.
I think so.
Yeah, and I said, is
Yeah,
it a
I mean-
state?
But it's not right.
mean,
but it's not the state.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
even the whole state of California, there is a part of the state of California that makes $15 an hour, but it's not the entire state.
I understand, but I think
Okay.
most states have a minimum state too, but then localities can make it higher. So we'll get that answer in a few minutes. Don't worry.
Okay, I was like,
That's
no,
fine.
it's still
But you
DC
thought
though.
state, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
California.
I didn't even think
yeah.
DC was in the running because I thought you were asking for state.
Ah.
Anyway,
And
all
she
right.
said that, and I said no.
We'll
But
finish.
okay.
We'll continue scoring this game. Brianna, what is question number 4?
According to the National Coalition of the Homeless, name 2 of the top 4 causes of homelessness in America.
All right, let's see what you had, Allie Mac.
I only put one. I put mental health.
Okay, that's a good one.
Mental health. That's pretty good. I went with divorce, loss of job, drug addiction.
Oh, here he goes.
That's 3.
Right, with all
That's
this.
3.
All
Right.
right, well,
Just-
so look,
like-
divorce,
I only have
drug
one.
addiction, loss of job.
Which one do you want to give Allie Mac? Donate an answer.
I'll give her drugs,
I don't want your drugs.
like Bill Cosby.
Is it too soon?
Go ahead. All right, what are the 4?
Wow. Starting from number 4, it's low wages.
Okay,
Number
loss
3
of job,
is poverty. Nope.
poverty. Okay, that's like loss of job.
Nope. Number 2 is unemployment,
There
which
we
is
go.
loss of
ding,
job.
Ding, 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 ding. Hold up. Never mind. Go ahead.
And, and number 1 is lack of affordable housing.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
Once
for
you get to
giving
number
me that
5
one.
and
Thanks
6.
for the drugs.
Yeah. Once you get number 5 and 6, it starts becoming,
right.
domestic violence.
So I only got one of the 4. That's pretty embarrassing, I would say, for me. That's fine.
Why? Because you always get one right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I did get one
You got
right.
one right.
But not 2. That's all right.
There's still no really points on the board.
All right.
Justin
Fine.
has half a point, so I mean.
Final question of an embarrassing edition of Something Clarky. Question number 4, the beautiful Brianna.
As of December 2017, how many people are living in poverty in America?
This is a tough question. I'll go first. I said 38 million because I'm including children and things as well. Allie Mac, what did you have?
I have 1.2 million.
Okay. That
What
would be
is the answer?
39 million.
Whoa!
Good Lord.
That's pretty close. I was not cheating there, but
That's good.
Admission of
So
guilt
I-
right there.
No, I mean, I definitely
It's
wasn't
not
cheating.
good. That's why he's
I
gonna
said
bring it up
38
because
million.
he's
The answer was
guilty.
$39 million. That's going to be another victory for old JC
All right.
on Stump the Clarky
at
today.
that.
I'm sorry, but it just was. I won the game.
Thank you.
But, the problem is I see a lot of people in my office every single day who are borderline homeless or, you miss one paycheck and you can't pay your rent. What happens when you don't have any money? And that's what I see a lot. That's what my whole mission in life is try to make sure people don't have to face the realities of having to stay in your car, going to one of these weekly motels, and I do see that all the time. We're going to talk about how to prevent that right on the other side of this break. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to a final segment of Behind the Law, where we know the difference between countries and continents.
What is that?
Allie Mack, 321-282-1055. YouHavePower.com. Follow the show at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. And also, don't forget, it is a weekend. So watch the TV show this Sunday. And every Sunday, 10 a.m., TV 27. It's Behind the Law on TV. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, ladies. It is the debut weekend of the AAF. Are you guys excited about this? Do you even know about this?
No.
Do you know about this?
Yeah.
You know what's going on this weekend, Brianna?
I do.
It's the Orlando. What are they? The Orlando Apollos.
Oh, goodness.
Debuting this weekend. So if you didn't get enough football already, it's a new professional football league. I mean, similar rules really. The differences are, I think, you have to go for a 2-point conversion on every single touchdown. There are no kickoffs, and I don't know. They seem to be really thinking this one might work a little bit. I don't know. What do you think? Do you guys want
Are
to?
you going to watch the games? You're going to go to a game?
I mean, it's one of those deals I'll probably kind of like flip through, you know? I definitely am not going to go. I mean, no offense. Like, I'm not. I hope
That's
people show
arena
up.
football.
No. It's like another version of football. Outdoor, regular football.
Lord.
But yeah, I don't think I'll go. Do you guys want to take some over-unders on how many seasons this alliance is going to last? Brianna, we'll go with you first. How many seasons?
Oh.
You know, we're so forgiving. I'll give him at least 5.
5 seasons. Oh, my gosh. You're
I
going to
know.
lose money on that one for sure. Allie Mack, what do you
We'll
think?
see.
Maybe just a couple. After the first one, it'll be telling.
What do you think at home? Let us know at Behind the Law Radio. I'm going to say maybe we'll last. I'm going to go 1 season. I know that's bad, but I'm going to say 1 season. I think it's only going to go 1.
I think they're at least going to give him 2.
Do you guys remember the XFL He Hate Me? You remember that guy? You're probably too young.
Thank you for that.
I was
I'll
like,
take
"Damn."
it. I'll take it.
I think I was in college when they had the XFL, and there was this guy. I forgot his real name, but on the back of his jersey, it was just "He Hate Me." He was like the most. He was like the most famous guy in the XFL, which also didn't last very long. But whatever. Do you remember the XFL? No.
I don't.
No.
I just got into sports
She was
just
too
like
young.
about 7 months ago.
7 months ago,
just
you got into
kidding.
sports, and you had a
That's
radio
around the same
show.
time that I was here, right?
A radio show on a sports station, which is pretty funny.
No, I'm kidding. I've always been into sports. It's just not, yeah.
321-282-1055. We're talking about poverty. And, you know, I'm married to someone from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting when you go to Colombia, and I know you're Peruvian, so I want to hear what it's like in Peru as well. But when you go to Colombia and you go to a restaurant, as soon as you're done with dinner, do you know what they say? You know how in America they bring you your check and they're cash or credit? Well, how are you paying? In Colombia, they say, how many installments?
Really?
Did you know that, Brianna? Yeah, they say how many installments, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about with these installments, because they make so little money, most people, that it's hard for them to afford to pay for the entire dinner at one sitting.
Oh my goodness.
So they just assume that you're going to pay it in installments. So they'll run your card, you know, for the next 3 months, this much, or whatever. So yeah, it is crazy. So I mean, while I'm telling you, it's hard to survive in America, and a lot of other countries, it's even more difficult, you know. But as humans, I think that we figure out how to get through it. But I'm just telling you, we have certain things in this country that make it a little more difficult for us as well that I don't know that they have in other countries. So number one for me, because a minute ago I went through a pay stub of someone making $65,000 a year. At $65,000 a year, that is a gross of $2,500 every 2 weeks if you're getting paid bi-weekly, not bi-monthly. It varies a little bit if you're bi-monthly. But at $2,500 every 2 weeks, your net pay after you pay taxes and assuming you have health insurance is going to be about $1,300 or $1,400 every 2 weeks. Multiply that by 2, $2,600, $2,800 a month that you have to live on. But the average rent here is $1,300 for 900 square feet. That's taking half, it's whacking half just right out of the gate. You know, it's gone. And then people come up to me all the time and say, oh, I'm just going to keep paying my credit card debts. Well, the rule of thumb is for every $10,000 you have in credit card debts, just to pay the minimum payments, just to keep yourself afloat, is $200. So if you have $20,000, just assume that your minimum payment's $400. If you have $100,000, your minimum payment's going to be over $2,000 a month. And I don't want you to live like that. It's time to consider trying to wipe them out. If you want to talk to me about it, we would never charge you for a consultation to come into my office. 321-282-1055. Plenty of information about this as well is on the website, which is youhavepower.com. One of the ways that you guys find out about us as well, and I love it, is Ally Mac and Ally Mac Consulting. What you guys have done for us in regards to marketing our firm, which I feel like it's free because I'm not paying for radio commercials here, TV commercials here. I'm not paying for pay-per-click. The social media advertising is something kind of newish to me. And this whole engagement thing with customers and clients, and I still don't quite understand it. But I mean, Ally Mac, would you say that if you're a business owner, social media advertising, marketing, whatever you want to call it, is instrumental in really getting new clients?
It is. It's instrumental in branding your services. You want your clients to organically come to you, give you a call, go to your website. Because of the type of content that you're displaying, because of the type of service, they're going to need you eventually. So you always need to be on all these platforms posting, because it becomes more a familiar to them. Your business becomes very familiar. So being in social media daily, posting content is very important also for your SEO as well. That way, when people searching, all these other content and all these other posts are also attached to it, which can only benefit you being in digital media to have all this much exposure, to be, for everybody to find you.
It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. SEO. I mean, it's so annoying to me with this. Oh, well, the algorithms changed, and you got to do this and that. I mean, is that all true? Do they really change these dumb algorithms all the time?
They do. And a lot of times it's a good thing for us, for business owners, the platforms that are created, because when a platform is created and it's deemed a business, it's governed by different algorithms than when you just have a regular profile on a platform. So we're governed just because the platforms don't want you to bombard the other people with all your promotions. So they're very strict on that. So when the algorithms change, you kind of have to change the way your marketing campaign, you're doing it on a month-to-month basis.
But how do you know? I mean, it's not like Google sending you a private email, hey, bro, we're changing our algorithms, so you might want to brush up on your social media strategy. Like, how do you know? How do you stay on top of this thing? It seems like it's changing daily.
Well, you have to maintain, the marketing companies and also a regular consumer can also keep up to date with the news that's happening on your social media, not necessarily on your social media sites, but with this particular company, any new add-ons, any new that they're doing on Google, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. You also have to make sure that you maintain educated on any new changes that they do. They're not going to send you an email, but you have to do your due diligence and see what else has changed in their format.
Let's say I'm starting a new business, JC Plumbing and Brothers, whatever. Okay, bad name. That's the first thing you would say is change the name, dummy. Okay, so
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I agree. Totally stupid. But anyway, let's say I'm starting a new company, Justin Clark and Associates Plumbing. And I don't have a whole lot of startup money. I just know it's been my dream to work for myself. I'm tired of working for the man. I want to start something. I don't have a lot of advertising dollars to work with. And I want to hire Ally Mac Consulting to handle my social media strategy. How long is it going to take before I start seeing some new customers walk through that door?
So if you're a brand new business, nobody knows that you're there. When you're a brand new entity also in this social media platforms, nobody knows you exist either. So I have this forms that I always give my my new businesses as far as like the timeline of what to expect and what happens. Within the first month, I believe that a new business owner in particular, Google and all these other sites don't even realize that or don't even notice you at all. It takes constant posting, interactions with different platforms, getting more followers in to even, it takes a good 3 months for even Google to recognize that you even exist. So that's something that, I can, if they reach out to me at 407-242-2626, I can set up a meeting and I can also give them a little bit more information on that.
Beautiful. What's going on this weekend, Brianna? What are you doing?
Not much.
Like nothing?
Sleep.
Sleeping. Wow, exciting.
Well, they're having something
How about
over
you?
at Lake Eola.
Yeah,
for the
look, you
dogs.
downtown people are getting under my skin, by the way. There's so much going on down there
I
last night.
know.
When I was there last night, I was like, wow. Because I used to live in Thornton Park for the longest time. I used to love hanging out down there. I don't drink as much anymore or anything, but
Not as much.
It was a lot of fun. But it's grown up even since I moved away 6 years ago. I was shocked. It was really cool being
They do
downtown.
a lot of activities, especially around the Lake Eola area.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just this event is happening for the dogs.
Are they still doing those swan boats?
They are.
Really?
They
What does it
are.
cost? Or is it free? Or is it you pay?
I haven't been in a while. Yeah.
$20? Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a nice experience.
Like exercise.
Is it? Well, I mean, only if you're rowing, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you have to use your feet. Don't you have to pedal those things or something?
One person does.
Oh, that's it? That would be your husband?
That's it.
Whatever.
Or Sab you're in the boat with.
Yeah, well, from all of us here at Behind the Law, we hope you have an outstanding weekend. Always feel free to reach out to us and always feel free to watch the TV show, Sunday morning, 10 a.m., TV 27. It's Behind the Law on television for the beautiful Brianna Allie Mack. I don't know much, but I do know one little teensy tiny thing.
What's that?
I will see you right back here Monday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN 580 Orlando. All right.